Alrighty, so the Revs versus Union game have just finished, and another reason why I picked the Union to win this one, and the fact that I want the Union to win this, is because I get to wear this new Union jersey that I've just got from Full Moon Jersey last week, and it arrived yesterday for me. And in the end, the Union did get the win over New England, although in many ways it was partially because Andre Blake was once again playing out of his mind in this game, and that for New England, they would not only be absolutely kicking themselves in this game with all those missed chances that they had, but this just sums up the season for the Revs, especially when they're playing at home. Now, in the first half, Aronson had the first real chance in the 8th minute, but unfortunately he hits it straight to Matt Turner. I thought the Revs controlled the game early in this one, but once again, the final ball from them was just not very good. But overall, it was a really kind of cagey first half where there wasn't really much that has happened other than the fact that the ball was mostly being in the midfield, and it was kind of like a bit of a stalemate that was going on in terms of the midfield battle. But we did get the opening goal in the 34th minute when Andrew Farrell unfortunately scored an own goal to give the Union a 1-0 lead. And, this is kind of unfortunate, the fact that Farrell looked like he was trying to poke that ball behind for a corner, but instead he just pokes it into his own net and gifted the Union a 1-0 lead at that point. Although, right before the halftime whistle, there was definitely a shout for a handball after Bumber put a powerful shot that basically was blocked from Shibilko, but there was definitely a shout that block that Shibilko put, the ball actually hits his hand. But when I look at the replay, I think this is a good call that it was not handball, because you can clearly see Shibilko's hand was tucked near his chest there, and that if that was being called a handball, yeah, that would have been a very, very harsh call. So the Union heads to halftime with a 1-0 lead, and in the second half, the Revs, they continued to try to attack to search for the equalizer, while the Union, they looked like they were just being comfortable sitting back and trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Then Blake made his first of what would be many saves in the second half as he robbed Bunbury from a point-blank range effort, and then just 2 minutes later on the other end, Turner was able to prevent another potential own goal that the Revs would score, and this time it was Kessler that looked like he was going to be the unfortunate victim of another own goal, but this time Matt Turner was able to react quick enough to prevent that to happen. But he wasn't able to keep out Anthony Fontana's effort in the 69th minute, and what a cheeky kind of play this was from Anthony Fontana, that that he has been red hot, and that he has a lot of confidence, because there's not a lot of time when you see guys that have a lot of confidence would take that on, but when you have a player that is having such a confidence whatsoever, he tried to do that kind of stuff, and most likely that's going to be ends up into the back of the net, and that is exactly what happened, as he also scored from Montero to give the Union a 2-0 lead, and looked like that was pretty much game, set, and match, right? Well, not quite, because New England, they were once again piling the pressure, but this time they were really putting waves after waves of pressure against the Union, and you can really see the Union was just holding on for dear life. I mean, the last 10 minutes, it was just a bombardment of Revolution attack. First, in the 78th minute, you got Buchanan, who had a free header, but unfortunately hits it straight to Andre Blake before he would score an absolute rocket from about 21 yards out. Definitely a shout for goal of the week contention to get the Revs not only back into this game, but really puts a lot of pressure on the Union to hold on for the last 10 minutes. Then just 2 minutes later, it looked like the Revs finally was able to quickly turn this game around, and that once again Buchanan was able to score the goal to tie the game up. Unfortunately, the goal was disallowed because on the attacking sequence of the play, the Revs player was in an offside position, and therefore this game remains 2-1. But that was only the beginning of the bombardment, because just 2 minutes later, Andre Blake would make an incredible save on Lee Gwynn, who probably hit this free kick perfectly, but Blake with an absolute amazing full stretch effort to parry that one away and keep this one at a 2-1 Union lead. And not only the fact that New England was just knocking on the door for the equalizer, they were just pounding on the door, and I just had a feeling that eventually one of those one is going to potentially go into the back end, and that the Union are just holding on for dear life and hope that they can ride out this pressure. Before, in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, we've seen so far from the weekend's action where there's always a lot of late goals. I thought we were probably going to see one in this one, and we almost had it in the 3rd minute of stoppage time when Lee Gwyn, I think he probably should have done a better job here for about 6 yards out, but unfortunately he lifts that one over the bar, and in the end, the Union, they survive after just an onslaught of pressure that New England put on the Union in the last 10 minutes of this game. And the shots in this one, 22 shots compared to 7 that the Union has, 8 shots on goal compared to 3 that the Union has, 7 shots off target compared to 4 that the Union has, 7 shots that was blocked compared to none that the Union has, and possession-wise, 57% possession compared to 43% possession that the Union has. And although this was no doubt very ugly from a Union perspective in terms of getting a 3 points, at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points, and they keep pressure on Toronto in terms of the top spot of the Eastern Conference. And for New England, as I said, this is the story of their season at home. Like, they can put on these onslaught of an attack against their opponent, but for whatever reason, they just cannot put the ball into the back of the net. And besides that rocket of a goal that Buchanan was able to score, all those chances that they miss is really the reason why they weren't able to at least get a point out of this one. And that's got to be something that they have to fix as we get closer to the playoffs, because again, no doubt I think this is going to be a playoff team, but the problem is if you don't put away those big opportunities like they had throughout this game, they are looking like they're going to have an early exit once they get into the playoffs. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of this game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time.